What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Serve Play series, or ForgeServ series. I just decided that it would probably be wise if I went ahead and got that feather falling set up that I've been wanting for a while. And basically, I tried, but I did not succeed in getting feather falling on my boots. And that's kind of bugging me still. So what I've decided is I actually asked, and someone happened to have a Feather Falling 1 book that I could have. Now the problem is I needed Feather Falling 4, or I don't need, but I would like Feather Falling 4. And that makes for quite a problem, because to go from Feather Falling 1 to Feather Falling 4 means that we need, I think it's 16 Feather Falling 1 books, which is quite a lot. So, we can totally do this, though. All we need is to get a hold of some of the bibliocraft stuff. I've been gathering some ink, and I'm picking up books, and right now I'm actually in these lost cities, specifically trying to get a hold of some more experience. Because if I can get some more XP, then I know I'll definitely have plenty to do what I want to do. So let me just kind of sit around here. I'll be breaking spawners and killing mobs and doing the standard looting thing that everyone tends to do in these cities, trying to build up my XP levels a little bit. And I guess I'll be back whenever I'm done with that, but it will probably take a little while. So hopefully, I'll probably come back when I've got about 35, maybe even 40 levels of experience, just because that would be most likely our ideal bet for our experience that we need to do so many books. Because making books in Bibliocraft is honestly a very balanced and therefore difficult process. So, I'm back. I'm pretty much done for now. There's more stuff that I could do if I really wanted to, but there's not really any point if you ask me. So in between episodes, I forgot to mention, I made an exchanger, just a leadstone one. The higher tier ones actually require more ender pearls than I even currently have. And we swapped out a few things. So this is a PSA, if you watch my videos and you happen to use persistent bits, is I found a pretty major bug, and I don't know what the solution is going to be for it. But I've basically found that chunk loaders cause for some pretty massive problems. It also seems as though the doggy talents textures have changed a little bit, so all of my dogs are now the red variant. I wonder if that's something new in doggy talents, that you can change the coat of your dog or something. That's interesting. In between episodes, I handled that. I've got lots of gray terracotta. Let's just go and smelt some of this stuff down back into its raw form. Oh yeah, so like I was saying though, PSA with persistent bits. If you've got persistent bits and you're having problems, blame me. It's completely me. Do not go and report it to your mod authors, because it's my fault, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. So I'm just going to say that, and I apologize that I'm basically a pretty low-tier modder and didn't know what I was doing, and still pretty much don't. So I'll figure something out eventually, but for now we've actually reverted over to chicken chunks, and I cheated in for every player on the server, and I'm still doing it, by the way. Anyone who had a chunk loader of my mod, I removed that mod, so now you can they know to contact me, and they'll get a chunk loader from chicken chunks instead. So, let's see, at this point, we can come over here and smelt down the last of this stuff. We're just going to need 2 more pieces, it looks like. So a big part of why I'm smelting down all this iron and being so absorbent with my resources right now, or self-absorbed, I guess, is because I'm worried that we're going to run out of iron. This recipe is pretty expensive, so we have a decent bit, but I don't want to use a lot of it, so I'd rather just do this. Especially because this was all just free loot anyways. I believe we should already have a blaze rod, and we certainly do. So now all we need is 2 slabs, and we should be okay. Is it 2 slab? Yeah. So there we go. We now have our printing press. We also need a typesetting table. And so that's going to cost us more vanilla slabs. Figures. So we will go ahead and grab, and we also need, let's just grab all of these. We need that, and then we need some more slabs, and we'll need a piece of redstone. Fortunately, we're making infinite supplies of redstone, and that gives us our typesetting table. So we have a printing press and a typesetting table. We also need our enchanted book, and probably gonna need some levels. So I was gonna put it over in that room, but I think it's actually more logical if I put it in this one. So let's move the bookshelf over. And we'll just put these two right next to each other. There we go. Because over here, I should somewhere... There it is, Feather Falling 1. Got my Feather Falling book. I also need a pair of reading glasses, or I guess I could just put reading on my glasses if I have it. But I don't. Okay, so why don't we do reading glasses then? And so that's just... Oh, that's easy anyways. I forgot to get my ink sacks, so it'll work. So we can just go and put some of this stuff away. We will need an iron ingot, which I just put away, figures. 2 glass panes and 2 ink sacks. Let's see, 2 glass panes. We'll grab all of our ink sacks, and we'll grab books. We'll grab those and put them on. Spiffy. Very spiffy. So now we should see... and we actually need to come back here. I forgot, I keep on forgetting, I haven't done this in a long time. So we need another printing press chase. And we need the enchanted book, which should already be over there. And then it requires 19 levels. That was pretty perfect. Don't think that could have been more perfectly aligned. And then, let's see, select a book, print, press chase. So if I shift right click it, that gets us our enchanted plate. And we just need to put it on right there with ink sacks along... I don't remember where they go. There we go. So those go there, and we'll just put all 49 of them there. And we'll just put our books in a big stack here. And this should start to make us some feather falling books. Now, this is not going to be a quick or easy process, but it works. And this is going to get us some Feather Falling 1 books. And depending on how many it'll get us, I think it'll get us 4. And so we can get all the way up to Feather Falling 3 pretty cheaply. Oh, it gets us... That's it? That sucks. Okay, well... I guess we'll just repeat the process a few more times. So I'm just going to be sitting here doing this over and over until I get to Feather Falling 4. So I'm going to spare you that, and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, guys, so I finally got Feather Falling 4, and I'm on voice chat with Mandy and Josh.
Hey!
And so we're all just kind of playing around. I think Mandy's still working on building. And Josh, what are you up to?
Working on a cactus farm.
Sweet. Automatic or manual?
Manual.
Okay.
I'm not smart enough to do automatic.
I mean, you just need like an auto breaker or something. It's not that hard.
True.
But, you know, to each their own. Do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm planning on doing is making a capacitor backpack from Immersive Engineering because I would like to get some tool replacements from our normal Tinker set. Maybe bump up to some powered sets instead because that'd be pretty cool. So, to make a capacitor backpack, we need an LV capacitor, which is a really easy little crafting recipe there. Let's see, we also need 2 leather and some LV stuff. I'm really surprised that this is just LV. I really would have thought it would be more than that. Oh well, whatever. I guess it's not really a big deal. So we will need a piece of redstone, and that should get us our low voltage capacitor. Oh, I forgot the treated wood. Whoops. Fortunately, I have plenty of that. Did I only grab a piece, or did I mess something else up? Aha, there we go. And then we also will need LV stuff. So I guess that means we're going to need copper, and we'll need some terracotta. Let's see, because one wire is 1 and 1. Cool. Okay, wanted to make sure I remember that recipe right. So we need 4 copper plates and 4 copper wires. And then we just need to grab a stick, 2 pieces of leather, which I should have somewhere. And I also need 4 pieces of terracotta. I hope I have terracotta. If I don't, that's going to be a huge inconvenience. Okay, well, I guess I have to make some. I'll just go and cook up a stack of clay. May as well. So, let's see. Eventually, we should start getting our hardened clay. Or, I guess it's terracotta now. That change is going to be really difficult for me to get used to. It'll forever be hardened clay. And there's still roses in my head. I don't know about you guys.
Roses in your head? Is that what you said?
No, like, are they still called roses when you think of them in your head, or do you refer to them as poppies now, which is what they're actually called?
Not peonies. Or poppies or whatever. No, they're not peonies, they're poppies.
Yeah.
Either way, one thing's for certain: they're a type of flower.
Wow. I can't believe it. I'm surprised. Spoop. Amaze. Wow. So,
Way.
right. So I think my tools of choice are going to be mixed. I'm going to do I think I'm going to do an Actually Additions drill, because they're pretty fun. And then I think I'm going to do a Redstone Arsenal everything else.
Hmm.
So the
Actually,
drill...
if you're gonna do an Actually Additions drill, I got a drill they don't never use.
You have a drill or a drill core?
Drill core.
Oh, I've already got 2. Thank you, though.
Ah, yeah, no problem.
Otherwise, I'd gladly come that way. Let's see. So I need 8 pieces of redstone and 2 more black quartz. And then we're also going to need... Oh, I should start looking up drill. Start looking up drill. I need 2 of these, right? And 8. Yep, that's the correct math. Anything else that I need to go take over to the atomic reconstructor? We needed drill core. Oh yeah, an ori crystal block. So I need 3 blocks of iron. That's totally doable. This is one of the most reasonably balanced drills in the game, and it makes me very happy because it's not too expensive, but it's also not too cheap. Like, IC2 drills are cool, but they're also ridiculously overpriced.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion. So, let's go ahead and start crafting up our... We're going to need these coils. We need to grab some gold. Our capacitor backpack is full, though. So that's nice. We're going to lose a ton, and an absolute ton of defense, but in return we get a really cool model, so it's worth it. And then we need to... We should probably put away this Psi chest plate for now. Actually, you know what? I'll keep the Psi exosuit chest plate in my backpack. That way, in case I ever happen to come across a situation where I'm getting pummeled by a lot of entities, I can just swap out real quick and then just recharge my stuff later. That's no big deal. So we needed some gold nuggets. And I think this should get us our drill. If I just upgrade this real quick. And there we go. Now, alright, you have to see this really, really cool animation whenever I hook up any sort of RF-powered item to my hands. Ready? Look at the wire. Look at the wire connecting to my drill. That is so neat. There's a little wire going to my drill. And my drill actually stores more power than my backpack. That's kind of a bummer. Well, we might be recharging a lot. So we look at redstone arsenal. There is a flux-infused sword and a flux-infused axe. I want to make both of these, so we're going to need 5 of the fluxed electrum blend, which means that we need... That's actually not bad at all. So we need to get some electrum. We need to get 6 electrum and 3 buckets of redstone, which is super easy to do. And 3 buckets of redstone right there. In fact, actually, I don't need 3 buckets. I just need 2 because I've got this bucket already ready. We can go ahead and put 4 of these back. So I've been finding these destabilized clathrates while down mining and exploring, so may as well use them. There's no sense in just being wasteful. And so now we can pulverize these back into Electrum Blend. And we can take these and magma crucible them. So let's empty that, and we can fill now. We can go ahead and start filling these. Each one of these takes an entire... Oh, they only take half a bucket, so I'm actually going to be making quite a lot. So we need to tell this to output on the right and input on the left. And now this should be done very soon. And so the other part here is we're going to need these flux-infused rods, which are going to take... oh, it's half. Okay, I was really concerned there for a second, but that makes perfect sense. So now we just need to smelt this in an induction smelter with some sand to get the actual flux-infused ingot. We will go ahead and crush that, and... I'm pretty sure I'm doing my math right there. But every time I've ever thought that, I've always been wrong, so... This is very slow. We can go ahead and get the flux-infused rods, and look at that. We can now afford our axe. So that gets us our flux-infused axe. I'll go ahead and just toss that in the offhand. Or rather, not in the offhand, but in the charging slot of this machine. And this will get us 1 extra fluxed electrum, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that at all. So we're just waiting for this at this point because everything else has been made. So while we wait for that to charge, I guess we can go ahead and make 1 book that I know for sure I'm going to need. And that is a lumbering book. This is how we're going to cut down trees with our new axe. And so what I want is a gold axe, a book of quill, 20 levels, and that should do it. So if we grab... Oh yeah, and now I have an empty bucket that I can put back. If I grab the... Let's see, we need a golden axe, a book and quill, which will be... I need to go get an ink sac, and I need to get a book from here. Actually, I don't think I need an ink sac. I think I can just use black dye, I hope. Do these work? I hope. Yes, sweet. And then 2 sticks for the axe. So now I just need to go get 20 levels, which I think I have. I'm getting close. I'm almost out of levels, unfortunately. I need to find some appetite or something. And there we go. We have a lumbering book now. And with that, once we get our axe fully charged, we can start using it up a little bit, and hopefully we can do some enchanting, but I'm kind of worried that we're going to run out of enchanting levels to do it with. So I've got a few really, really good books, though, and I'm looking forward to using them. So I've got a Sharpness 5 book. I have a few Sharpness 1 books. Let's see, holding, multi-shot, step boost. That reminds me, I'll probably make a fluxed bow at some point as well. Infinity, that's why I want to make one. Punch power, imperishable, fortune 1, and efficiency 1. Do I have any other efficiency books? I do. I have a few of them. I have 4, 5 of them. Might just be cheaper and easier to upgrade the infinity or the fortune level a few times, or not fortune, efficiency. A few times and see what we can do. So I'm going to go and get the stuff all charged up and enchanted. I'm probably going to run out of experience because I've only got 61 solidified experience left. So if I do, I'm going to go mob hunting, and I guess I'll just figure it out. Alright, so I've got the drill already set up and kind of ready to go. I made a few augments for the speed, but there's 2 things that I want to finish up this episode before we call it a day. First thing is I want to get the Silk Touch augments and a better battery, because I've decided that the capacitor backpack, as cool as it is actually really not that great of a choice for us. And then number 2 is I would like to get a remote charging station setup that uses an ender pouch. So, I figured if we do all that kind of stuff, then we'd be in good shape. So we need to get started with the Empower, which is going to be display stands. We're going to need 4 of these, which is going to be a lot of aesthetic quartz, which is good because we have plenty of quartz blocks. Alright, so it took a little while, but now we have our Empower and our display stands. We have 4 display stands, and they'll all need to go here in my pre-wired area. I literally just took a wire connection over here, so it's just going straight across. Pretty straightforward to set up, and then we'll have our Empower in the center. Remember, it doesn't actually require any power. So, a few of the things that I want to make. The first one is a battery, and I want to make as high up as the quadruple battery would be great, and that doesn't seem to be too expensive. It's just going to require a couple of blocks of empowered Inori. To make a quintuple battery, we're going to need quite a lot of empowered stuff, so let's take a look at all of our steps, because to make a quintuple, we want a... well, we have to start with single, then go to double. The triple is going to require 5 of the empowered Inori crystal. The quadruple is also going to require 5, and the quintuple requires 5 of the diamonds. So let's go ahead and get 2 blocks of iron and a block of diamond. Oops. And we can go ahead and craft these up. And that way we can get these crafted basically in bulk. I prefer to do it all at once than have to do the individual pieces. So if we look at empowered crystal, so for diamantine we would need, in our empower, we need 2 clay, a light blue dye, and a clay block. So we have a light blue dye already. And for our Inori, we need snowballs and gray dye. I don't think I have any gray dye. I need 2 of this recipe, right? So we can just do this, if I am correct. So we need 2 snowballs. Do I have any? I do. I have exactly 2 snowballs. We can go ahead and kind of stack these all together. So I need 2 of you, and then that. In fact, we can just lay that out just like that, and then I'll start shift-clicking items into my hotbar. And then we have these guys, which will be, let's see, we have empowered. We will need 2 pieces of cobblestone and 2 stone buttons. And we should be set. I did get 2 clay. Yeah, good. Okay. Wanted to make sure that I did that right. So we've been having some ghost chunk loading issues on the server, but I figured out most of them and have been trying really hard to get them solved. So I'm hoping, beyond hope, that we can kind of keep the server from crashing anymore, because we've had 2 series of crashes now in just a day, so that's why there might seem like a bit of a disrupt in between episodes, or in between cuts in this episode, I should say. And that is certainly why. So let me wait until this guy's done. Boom. And now we just need to repeat the process 2 more times. Oops. I forget that you have to have an empty hand for this. With the Inori crystals. And there we go. So now we have everything set up here, and we can go ahead and get on with our quintuple battery. So the quintuple battery is, of course, going to require all the tiers in between. So we need to start with single, go to double. So we're going to need 2, 3, 4, right? Let me make sure I'm counting this right. We need this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need 5 advanced coils. So we need 20 redstone to be empowered. And 5 black quartz. And then a lot of gold nuggets. So we should be able to handle the advanced coil part pretty easily. There we go. And so now, if I just get my handy-dandy crafting table on a stick, we should be able to get several of these, and now we just need, let's see, 5, 10, so we just need 10. We should now be able to walk ourselves through all of the tiers of battery. All the way up to quintuple. And if you would look at that recipe, we can convert this quintuple into a bauble, which is phenomenal. So the last step here that I want to get done for this particular part is an augment for our energetic infuser for charging this guy, because the augment for it is terrible. So it looks like the flux linkage concentrator is what we're looking for here, and that's not too bad. It's just a few pieces of electrum here and there. There we go, 2 of these. The reason I did that is because, as you're going to see, the charging process for this is probably going to take a really long time, so I'd rather enhance it now than wait. So if we start charging this now, you see that's pretty slow, right? I mean, that's got a lot of flux that it needs to put in there. But if I put that in there, then it definitely is going as fast as it possibly can. And in fact, I'm slightly afraid of how much power we're draining down here in our main energy cell. But it's nice to finally put some of our power to the test. Yeah, see, we're dropping power rapidly. But as soon as that battery charges, this guy, you see it's already done charging. This guy is up and ready to go. So, there's 2 more things that I would like to get done this episode, though. What I would like to do is make the Silk Touch augment for my drill, because we have the 2 speed augments, but I like Silk Touch. It's one of those things that I just kind of have to have. It's nice because I'm not always good with glass and such, so we'll just do augment Silk Touch, and that should pull it up. There we go. And this is going to require 4 empowered emeraldic crystals, which is another reason why I got into the empower today. We'll go ahead and just do it with a block of emeralds, because I'll probably end up using the rest. So we'll make, let's see, we'll need 4. Is that 4 of the normal diamantine crystals? Okay. And then in the center is an advanced coil, so we'll need another black quartz and 4 more redstone dust. So all of these need to go and be converted. And then to make our empowered, we need a slime ball, a lime dye, a tall grass, and a sapling. We have a sapling. Do I have any lime dye handy? Do I even have anything that makes green? I don't know that I can even get anything that makes green dye, honestly. Let me see. What are my options here? Lime dye. Cactus green. Well, you know what? The nice thing is we are on a server, so why don't... Let's see, I needed a slime ball as well. Do I have just a plain slime ball? I do not. I suppose there's not really any easy way of making one, is there? If I did... Oh, wait. It doesn't have to be a slime ball. It can be any slime. Cool. Well, I have... I guess I'll just use this. I'll uncongeal these slime blocks. So we will need those all together. I need a tall grass, which I can handle. I have shears. And then why don't we run over to Elpec's base for a piece of cactus? Because I know that he has some. So let me go over there and I'll meet you when I'm there. So, one drained casting assistant device later, and I've blinked my way all the way to Elpec's base. And his base is very nicely set up. He's got a lot of cool stuff, and I'm just going to come in and steal a piece of cactus. That's all I need, just the one piece. And I am out. And in fact, we don't even have to do anything because I have an advanced charge porter already set up. So, with our cactus, we can make our cactus green, which I probably should have done at some point. So let me go toss this down in our smelting setup for now, at least our temporary smelting setup. And, oh, I did not mean to do that. Crap. I forget that you can actually dye screens, that's a thing. So we will come over here and grab ourselves a bone meal. I think I have one somewhere. Maybe it's in here. Yeah, there we go. And there we have our entire setup. So we'll need those. We'll need to take all of those and enchant them, or rather shoot them up with the atomic reconstructor. And I grabbed my single tall grass, so we are done with those. Now we just have to toss these all on. And I'll just swap that out. We will go ahead and for the augment, we will need another one of these guys. And then we just need a single piece of gold for our gold nuggets. Unless I happen to have some. No, not enough yet. It's a good thing I've been doing all this mining, because if I hadn't, then we definitely would have run out of resources by now. But I guess that's the fun part of geolysis, is like you don't have to spend a ton of time mining. Most of your time is actually spent exploring. So that is pretty nice, I guess. So we can toss that down in the center, and then just toss these all around the outside. And now we'll be good to go. And there it is. So we can go ahead and craft our Silk Touch augments. Awesome. Yay, that makes me excited. I am very, very happy. Now, I don't know what else. Oh, we can do fishing nets now, too. I forgot that that unlocked those. I might actually be very interested in doing that. There's a few other things that we might do just here and there because it's fun, and now we have an empowerer, so it'll be a lot easier. For example, this is on the menu. It wouldn't be that hard to do. So I think it'll definitely be on the agenda to handle that, and I don't know what else is really available. Oh, the 5x5. Drill speed augment 3. I guess I could just make one of these. I don't really need it though. 2 has been fast enough for me. So, the very last thing for this episode of the Let's Play series is to make an ender chest and an ender pouch. So, what I want is a storage system that essentially has some method of charging and uncharging our systems, or our items. So I've got to sit and design an idea here that would work. I don't really know. I don't really know what kind of filters there are that are specific to power or not. We might just have to be vague. Let me see if there's any that have an RF filter. I don't believe they do, but let me test that out and see what I can come up with. Well, I can't really come up with anything. I've got one idea that'll work, but it's not as ideal as I was hoping, because it used to be with Ender.io. We had, I think they were called charged item filters, or some sort. There was an item filter that was essentially meant to tap into the RF API and determine how much energy was in an item, and then you could basically say just pull it out if it had no RF in it, or if it had some RF, or whatever. I guess that'll call it for this episode, though. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, of course, there's going to be more soon, so stay tuned. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.